Outstanding musicianship and glorious voices now on BBC4, all vying to become BBC Cardiff Singer of the World 2021.
Last night on Cardiff Singer, Gi-hoon Kim from South Korea gave a beguiling performance to secure his place in Saturday night's final.
He joins the winner of round one, Natalia Kutateladze from Georgia.
So far this week, a baritone and a mezzo-soprano have set the bar high.
Tonight, a baritone, mezzo, bass baritone and soprano will make their bids for a place in the final.
This is BBC Cardiff Singer of the World 2021.
Hello, welcome back to round three of BBC Cardiff Singer of the World 2021. We are at the halfway point. We've heard 8 singers already, another 8 waiting patiently for their moment on the St David's Hall stage. Their opportunity to impress the jury. You know, more entries than ever before this year. That's resulted in a very high standard, as we've already seen. Tonight, the USA, Russia, South Korea and Austria will be represented on stage. Josie, it's been a really incredible week so far, hasn't it?
Indeed it has, Petrock. Already we've witnessed some electrifying performances and more to come during the next 90 minutes. But before we hear our first singer, let's catch up with someone who's had a very busy week, juror Neil Davis. Neil, halfway through the week and what a time we've had already. Impressed by the standard so far?
Oh, it's been hugely impressive. It's been a really wonderful week and I think so rewarding for everybody who's been able to listen and be part of it.
Absolutely. Of course, this is an important anniversary year for you. 30 years since you, Neil, won the Song Prize here.
It is. I left my walking stick at the door before I came in. Yeah, it's a long time ago. It's a long time ago, but I have very happy memories of this competition mixed with memories of abject terror, but it was a wonderful experience.
But it must be nice to be on the jury this time.
Yeah, it's amazing. Poacher turned gamekeeper. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, for now, Neil, thank you very much. Well, while Neil joins his fellow judges, here's a reminder of who's on the 2021 BBC Cardiff Singer of the World judging panel. From the US, internationally renowned soprano Roberta Alexander.
Competition programming is an art in itself. I don't need to see anything that shows me what they could be. I want to know what they can do right now.
Acclaimed Welsh-based baritone Neil Davis, 1991 winner of the Cardiff Singer of the World Song Prize.
I think it's very exciting when somebody throws in something slightly unusual and it really reveals something about their singing personality. But I wouldn't want to just hear an entire programme of sort of unknown music.
And chairing the jury, Aidan Lang, General Director of Welsh National Opera.
I think it's wise to be varied because we want to see as many facets as possible. Individuality shines through. That will take one to the prize, I think.
Now, it's not just the judges who exert control this week. You have an important voice in the competition too. The Dame Joan Sutherland Audience Prize, named after the great Sydney-born soprano who conquered world stages and became a much-loved patron of this competition. Details on how you can vote later on in the week, so make sure you keep notes on your favourites. Maybe one of tonight's contenders will meet with your approval. Let's introduce them. Yevgenia Asanova, a mezzo-soprano representing Russia. From South Korea, bass baritone Ju Sung Park. soprano Christina Gansch from Austria. And performing first in this third round.
Hi, my name is Reginald Smith Jr. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia in the United States, and I am a baritone. When birds do sing, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers. My musical upbringing was this wonderful, eclectic grab bag of stuff. We would go and attend church services and gospel music and listen to R&B and listen to jazz and, you know, and so you never knew what you were gonna get. And I think it was really exciting that way. Si può, si può. I decided to open with Si può from Pagliacci because, as we say in America, go big or go home.
Reginald Smith Jr. from Atlanta, Georgia, making his way onto the St David's Hall stage to join the Welsh National Opera Orchestra, conducted by Michael Christie. And we start with some uncomfortable truths in Leon Cavallo's opera Pagliacci.
Si può, si può, signore, signori, scusatemi se dal sol mi presento, io sono il proloco. Le antiche maschere mette l'autore, in parte vuol riprendere le vecchie usanze, e a voi in nuovo infian. Ma non per dirvi come pria, le lacrime che noi versiam son false, degli spasimi e dei nostri martir, non allarmatevi. No, no, l'autore ha cercato invece pingervi uno sguarcio di vita. Egli ha per massima sol che l'artista è un uomo e che per uomini scrivere deve per al vero ispirarsi. Dunque, vedrete amar, siccome sono non riesser umani, vedrete nell'orio i tristi frutti, e dolor gli spasimi, urderovi avrete e risalci. E voi ascoltate come gli è svolto. Andiamo,
The words of Shakespeare next from As You Like It. It was A Lover and His Lass in the setting by Gerald Finzi.
it was a lover and his lass, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no, that o'er the green cornfield did pass in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. Between the acres of the rye, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no, these pretty country folks would lie in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. This carol they began that hour, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no. That life was but a flower in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. So take this present time, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no, for love is crowned with the prime in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
And from an intimate Shakespearean song of spring love to the grandeur of Wagner opera, as Reginald Smith Jr. takes on the role of Wolfram in Tannhäuser, the song to the evening star.
scheinest du, o lieblichster der Sterne. Dein sanftes Licht entsendest du der Ferne. Die nächt'ge Dämmerung teilt dein Liebesstrahl und freundlich zeigst du den Weg aus dem Tal. Schwebt im Tal der Wilden ein Engel dort zu wilden, wenn sie entschwebt dem Tal der Wilden ein dort zu
And Reginald finishes his bid for a place in the Cardiff Singer final as Verdi's errant knight Sir John Falstaff, who wants to have two affairs simultaneously. When his friends decline to be part of such an enterprise, he lectures them on the pointlessness of honour.
Ehi, Paggio! Andate a prendermi, ma non più a me! 2 lettere prendi per 2 signore, consegna il tuo stoccoli, via, adesso va, 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 va! L'onore! Ladri! Voi
Pensategli dar l'orno vostro, voi, cloache d'ignominia, quando non sempre noi possiam star ligi al nostro, io stesso, sì, io, devo valor da un lato, porre di Dio, e per necessità sviar l'onore, usare stratagemmi ed equivoci, destreggiar, ordeggiare, e voi, con vostri cenci e con l'occhiata, torta ragazzo pardo, e petti di schignanzi, avete scortato il vostro onor, e ciò che paga! Può l'onor rimettervi uno stinco? Non può, né un piede, no, né un dito, no, né un cappello, no. L'onor non è chirurgo. Chiedunque una parola. Che c'è in questa parola? Civelare equivoco, bel costrutto. L'onore lo può sentir chi è morto. No. Vive sol coi vivi, neppure, perché a torto lo gonfian le lusinghe, lo corrompe l'orgoglio, l'amor, le calunnie. E per me non ne voglio, non ne voglio. Perdonare a voi, furfanti, ho atteso troppo e vi riscoccio. Olà, lessi, al galoppo, il capestro, sai bene, vi sa. Lessi, al galoppo, ladri, vieni qua.
Reginald Smith Jr. singing for the United States and portraying Verdi's Road Knight Falstaff, starting round 3 of Cardiff Singer of the World 2021. Reginald on stage with the Welsh National Opera Orchestra, led by David Adams. Well, I'm thrilled to say I'm joined this evening by one of the world's finest countertenors, Iestyn Davies.
Good evening.
Hello, welcome back to St David's Hall. Great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Wasn't that a terrifically constructed programme from Reginald? It was like a concert in 15 minutes.
Oh, it's an incredible way to start the evening. I mean, programming is so important, not only in competitions, but in concerts. And tonight feels much more like a concert, certainly to me. I'm, terrified of concerts, competitions. But I thought the way he started, especially with the prologue, and inviting the audience in, it's a character who steps in front of the proscenium arch and really asks us to see behind the masks. It's it's a great way to start the evening. I thought he had bags of character throughout the whole
And then to
thing.
go into a very delicate song by Gerald Finzi that we probably know better with piano accompaniment. It's
Yeah.
the sort of thing you find in the song prize rather than on the main stage. But goodness, he did it with such elegance and an English accent.
Well, I was going to say, the English was, the diction was incredible, the wet T's, everything. And suddenly we went to this young lover, this young boy running through the fields. And of course, Finzi's music's synonymous with the English countryside. And I think he just really connected with that straight away.
We're getting 2 hymns to the Evening Star tonight. How was his?
Oh, utterly beautiful. I mean, this is Wagner doing sort of German bel canto. It relies so much on line, singing on the vowels. And I think he really achieved that. I mean, for me, I never sing anything like this. It's just always astonishing for me.
Very briefly, last time I saw you was at English National Opera when you were singing Messiah for our programme on BBC Two. And of course, you were singing out to an empty auditorium, just like these people are doing. It's a big challenge, is it?
It's really tough. It's a very different thing, and it was such a shame there isn't an audience in the hall tonight, especially for that final aria. What a great way to finish.
Well, a big audience joining us around the UK and around the world tonight. We'll hear more from you later. Yes, Tim, for now, thank you.
Of course, all of tonight's singers hoping they will be the one to win the round and take a guaranteed place in Saturday's final. In addition, a 5th singer will be selected by the judges to take up a wildcard place. Now, you'll remember Katrina Morrison from Scotland was the wildcard in 2017, and she went on to claim the title BBC Cardiff Singer of the World. How will our next competitor fare tonight? Aged just 26, she's the youngest of the singers who've made it here to the Welsh capital. Let's meet her.
I'm Evgenia Asanova. I'm from Russia. I'm mezzo-soprano. I was pianist 10 years. When I was 16, I changed my life totally and started to study classical vocal. I very much love theater. I like yoga. I like a lot of things, but most of all, I like singing, of course.
Yevgenia Asanova, ready to sing for us, beginning her pitch to be Cardiff Singer of the World with surely one of the most beautiful and tender moments of all opera, Purcell's famous lament, When I Am Laid in Earth. So many Shakespeare plays have been turned into operas, and Yevgenia is going to sing Romeo next in Bellini's telling of the tale that he named after the warring Capulet and Montague families.
Oh
Well, that's one trouser role, a female singer performing a male character. Another next, a young opera composer conveying his love and enthusiasm for music, the most sacred of the arts, in Strauss's Ariadne auf Naxos. Yevgenia Asanova from Russia singing about a love of music and opera. Something I think we're more grateful for than ever, having been denied the pleasure of live music making during this past year. I'm absolutely sure that feeling is shared by all the singers here in Cardiff this week, including Iestyn Davis, my guest this evening. Music is a sacred art. Well, what a great thing to bring to a song competition.
Absolutely, and so daring to begin with Purcell. I mean, such a deceptively hard aria to sing that. And also beautifully played by the orchestra, you can hear tuning up in the background. I mean, the Purcell is really chamber music. It doesn't need a conductor. It's very small forces. Wonderful style from the orchestra.
And lovely to watch her relationship with the orchestra.
Yeah, in particular, I mean, I watched her eyes there. Singers not only have to display great tone and singing quality, but also listen. Listening is such a key part of singing, and you saw it in her eyes, really adjusting to the different tempi and the nuance within the music.
And it was very affecting.
Oh, absolutely. I think she pulled it off really well.
A journey from there into Bellini, the Capulet and the Montagues, it's quite a leap, isn't it?
Well, it's all, I suppose it's tragic, isn't it? It's all big tragic stories. What I liked in particular in her voice was that darkness of colour that was still cut through the orchestra, and you heard that in the Bellini particularly.
And what about the Strauss, that lyricism that it requires? Was it there for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was again, it's something that demands a lot of freedom for the singer. There's this idea, Strauss was saying, you know, you begin at one place and you finish at the other. What you do in between, you know, that doesn't really matter as long as you finish at the same point. But he just wanted that expression, that spontaneity, which is key to this aria in particular. A lot of the music comes out of offbeats. It's rawness, it's unprocessed, and I think she really pulled that off.
Great stuff. Yestin, thank you very much indeed for now.
Now, if you'd like to keep in touch with everything that's happening across the week here at Cardiff Singer, we are on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and I've got some of your tweets to read out now. Ange tweeted about last night, Gi-hoon Kim, a beautifully judged programme, delivered in style, my winner so far. Maggie says, very much enjoyed Natalia the Mezzo, a worthy winner in my opinion, plus got a clapping emoji there. And Lee says, fantastic to see and hear live singing again. Congratulations to all for gathering live music on the stage, making Wales proud. Well, thank you very much, Lee. And to have your say, use the hashtag Cardiff Singer. Now to our next performer who hopes to claim their place in the final. He's our second competitor this year from South Korea.
Hello, my name is Joo-sung Park. I'm a bass baritone from South Korea. 2021 has been an exciting year for me. I've just finished my bachelor degree in March, and I've just married my lovely wife Soo-jung in April. Soo-jung and I moved to Vienna this May, and this June, here I am in Cardiff Singer of the World. I have to say, I can't wait to see what's next.
And Joo-sung Park begins with Mozart's Marriage of Figaro. Figaro thinks that Susanna has been unfaithful and leaps to the conclusion that women cannot be trusted.
Tutto è disposto, l'ora dovrebbe esser vicina. Io sento gente, ed essa non è alcun. Buia è la notte, ed io comincio mai a fare il scimunito mestiere di marito. Ingrata, nel momento della mia cerimonia, ei godeva l'eccenno, e nel vederlo io rideva di me senza saperlo. Oh, Susanna, Susanna, quanta pena mi costi con quell'ingenua faccia, con quegli occhi innocenti. Chi creduto l'avria, ma che il fidar sia donna a donna e ognor follia. Aprite un po' quegli occhi, uomini cauti e sciocchi, guardate queste femmine, guardate cosa son, guardate cosa son, guardate, guardate cosa son. Queste chiamatene dagli ingannati sensi, a cui tributa i censi la debole ragion, la debole ragion, la debole ragion. Son streghi che incantano per farci penar, sirene che cantano per farci affogar, civette che allettano per trarci le piume, comete che apbrillano per toglierci il lume. Son rose spinose, son volpi vezzose, son orse benigne, colombe maligne, maestri d'inganni, amiche ed affanni che fingono mentono amore. Non sento pietà, non sento pietà, no, no. Il resto del dico, già ognuno lo sa. Aprite un po' quegli occhi, uomini cauti e sciocchi, guardate queste femmine, guardate cosa son, cosa son, cosa son. Son streghe che incantano, il resto nel dico, sirene che cantano, il resto nel dico, civette che allettano, il resto nel dico, comete che brillano, il resto nel dico. Son rose spinose, son volpi vezzose, son orse benigne, colombe maligne, maestri d'inganni, amiche ed affanni che fingono mentono amore. Non sento pietà, non sento pietà, no, 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 no. Il resto nel dico, già ognuno lo sa. Il resto nel dico, già ognuno lo sa. Già ognuno lo sa. Già ognuno lo sa. Già ognuno lo sa.
Well, next, a direct chance to compare and contrast two of tonight's competitors as the heartbroken Wolfram makes his second appearance of the evening, singing to that star.
Scheinest du, o lieblichste der Sterne, dein sanftes Licht entzündest du der Ferne, die nächt'ge Dämmerung
And a little comedy from Jusung to finish his programme. Massenet's Don Quixote and the servant Sancho Panza rebuking those making fun of his master and his unsuccessful marriage proposal.
Come che tu un acte épouvantable. Belle dame, Seigneur, à notre argent ici, le héros admirable et hardi que voici. Sans pitié de ce pas décousu, de son pourpoint usé, de ces choses boueuses. Oh, bas fripon, courtisan, qu'ai-je qui devriez tomber en pied de l'être Circo
Ju Sung Park, the second singer in this competition from South Korea. To date, his career has been focused on Asia. Will further opportunities to pack his bags and work in the opera houses of Europe and the Americas come his way? Now, Iestyn Davis, were you impressed?
Yeah, it's an enormous sense of control throughout the programme. I thought at the beginning, just his relationship with the orchestra and the accompagnato, but throughout he just had a sort of sense that he knew exactly what his voice could do at this age, such a young singer.
Very different approach to the Wagner. Compare and contrast with Reginald.
Yeah, well, here we get the chance to hear a voice that's obviously lighter. It has a sort of brighter top. And I think viewers at home will notice that you could really hear the text in a different way. I mean, you've got to play to your strengths. And such a young singer, such an assured instrument for that age, I think he was really using the text, the consonants in the German, particularly clear.
It's very interesting, isn't it? I mean, there's sort of 5 years, 6 years between the youngest and the oldest in this competition. But at this age, in the development of a singer's career, that's a vast span of time, isn't it?
It is, and it depends completely on the individual in question. I mean, that's the great thing about singing. It's really down to our DNA. And tonight, you know, we've got a range of different singers, all at different stages in their development.
Did you enjoy his Sancho Panza, defending his boss?
Yes, I did. It's interesting, actually, because such a light voice at the moment. It'd be so exciting to hear where this is going to go in a few years' time.
Thank you very much, Iestyn.
And if you've been following all week at home, then I'm sure you'll have your favourite standout moment. Make sure you're keeping notes for the audience prize. And don't forget, you can watch all of the programmes again on the BBC iPlayer or head over to our website where you'll find clips of all of the performances to date. It's bbc.co.uk/Cardiff Singer. Now time for the final performer of the evening.
My name is Christina Gansch. I come from Austria and I'm a soprano. I just really always wanted to do singing, and opera sort of just became the thing that fit me nicely. That's something that I really enjoyed because I can sing there, but I can also act. I can sort of, you know, take the stage and sort of go on a journey with the audience, which is just lovely. I studied in the UK, and so the UK is a bit of home for me, and so is Austria, and it's nice to combine those two countries and cultures.
Making her way to her lights in the centre of the St David's Hall stage, the Austrian soprano Christina Gansch. We start with the title character in Handel's opera Rodelinda, singing of her joy at being reunited with her husband.
Non ho più
Another title character next, Manon Lescaut in Massenet's opera. Manon has reluctantly decided to leave her lover for a wealthier man and sings a sad farewell to their life together. And to finish, an operetta by Franz Lehár, Zigeunerliebe. Christina singing a traditional Csárdás celebrating love and all things Hungarian. I pine for your forests and your golden fields. I long for you, sweet Hungary. And yet, there's no point in crying forever. A showstopper of a piece by Leha to bring this third round of Cardiff Singer to a close. Austrian soprano Christina Gansch, appearing with the Welsh National Opera Orchestra, conducted this evening by Michael Christie. That was a great end to an evening, wasn't it?
It was a perfect end to the evening. We began the evening with Tonio imploring us to look behind the masks of the performers and look to their souls. And here we are finishing with a performer who I just felt that the whole performance brought extra degree of verisimilitude to every piece.
Well, quite a journey within her choices of three arias from Handel to Leha.
Yeah, and the Handel, I mean, it's deceptively hard on, I guess, such little rehearsal. The B section of this aria, just the continuo, who are socially distanced, and she's having to sing coloratura with this, and then fit in her ornamentation in the da capo. This is an amazing feat to be able to do this in such a short time. I was just going to add that the second piece, what beautiful range of colours and dynamics she did, that La Fragilité, that really, really drew me in at that point, really, really moving.
You were saying, having watched the rehearsal this afternoon, how impressed you were at the way she worked with the orchestra, her sort of maturity as a performer, being able to talk and relate very clearly in terms of what she wanted, but also in terms of being part of a team, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, what the viewers at home and what audiences don't get to see is the preparation that goes into performances, and operas can take 6 weeks to rehearse. So today, seeing all the different performers, the way in which they treat the rehearsals, some were very relaxed, some were quite tense, but it was interesting seeing Christina. She was very, very fluid with them, rehearsing, chatting away, felt like a really great colleague.
At the top of the programme tonight, you said you were looking forward to hearing a concert this evening. Did you get a concert?
I did, and a concert in which, you know, basically just two of us watching, which is very, very lucky.
And the jury earlier on talking about the importance of choosing your repertoire, and I think we've seen tonight, perhaps most of all so far, brilliant choices of repertoire by all four singers.
Yeah, I think everybody showed something in their toolbox that was different for each piece. And it's a very, very hard decision, very hard.
Well, you've got to make a decision. Who would you put forward if you were chairman of the jury and member of the jury as well? Who would you choose?
Well, I mean, as a singer, I feel terrible doing this. But I suppose if I was a conductor or an intendant, I'd love to work with Christina. I think she's a really interesting singer, and she had a real, I mean, certainly her age, what she's singing right now, it just seems to all be the right perfect package.
So Christina is your choice to go through to the final. Good. If you want to hear Iestyn, well, Iestyn's off to Yorkshire now, where he's going to be singing Britain at the Leeds Leader Festival. Another feast of song. It's fantastic that this is all beginning slowly, and let's not be too excited, but beginning to come back to life again.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, one thing that not singing in pandemic has taught us, or what we can do, is actually that the singers who are able to perform maybe in smaller groups, not in big Wagner operas, that sort of versatility in a singing career is really important. So something like Leeds Leader, where we just have a piano and a voice, it enables us to do more concerts in these sort of socially distanced times. Well, that looks forward to the Song Prize final, which is on BBC Two Wales and on BBC Four on Thursday. Yes, and it's been great having you with us. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
And as Petrarch said, you can see the final of the BBC Cardiff Singer of the World Song Prize on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on BBC Two Wales and 9:45 on BBC Four. Coverage of the Song Prize recitals continues on Radio 3 tomorrow lunchtime at 1. And Neil Davis, who we heard from earlier, was winner of the Song Prize 30 years ago and is on the jury service in both competitions this year.
And Neil is with me now. I love that line you said to Josie earlier on about being a poacher turned gamekeeper. You said what a great time you had being part of the competition 30 years ago, but what happened after that? I mean, did it really have an impact on your career?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I was really fortunate that the year I won, Brian McMaster was the chair of the jury, and he was just moving up to the Edinburgh International Festival, where he stayed for 15 years. And I went every year of his time there in Edinburgh and did a fantastic variety of recitals and operas and oratorios and everything with amazing conductors. So, yeah, it was, and for me it was the transition from being a student to being a professional.
And it's funny because often singers refresh their CVs, their biographies every couple of years. But Cardiff Singer of the World always seems to stay there. Other things disappear.
Absolutely.
But winning Cardiff or being a finalist at Cardiff,
Yeah,
it
it's
stays on the
there
CV.
immediately after where you were born and where you studied.
Well, Neil, we are just about to get a result. It is imminent. Before Neil reveals the name of tonight's winner, just a quick reminder of the singers we've heard this evening in round 3. From the USA, Reginald Smith Jr.
Ma perdonare a voi, furfanti, ho atteso troppo e vi riscoccio.
Yevgenia Asanova, representing Russia. From South Korea, Ju-sung Park. And from Austria, Christina Gansch. Well, Yeston, talking about what fantastic programming we've seen this evening. Neil, did that make your task any easier?
Well, I think at this sort of level, it's never going to be that easy because every singer brings something that's really special. So yes, there is a degree of discussion, but we did have a unanimous result.
Well, we have 4 fantastic singers on the stage behind us, so let's put them out of their misery. Who is the winner of round 3 of BBC Cardiff Singer of the World 2021?
Well, I'm delighted to say it is Christina Gansch from Austria.
Christina, congratulations, the winner of round 3. How do you feel?
Thank you. I'm very, very, very happy.
I bet you
Yes,
are. What was
I
it
really
like performing here this evening?
Well, I came on stage and I was more nervous than I thought it would be, which is why I think this means even more now. It's just an absolute pleasure to be here, and yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm a bit
having you.
overwhelmed now.
It's not
Thank
over
you.
yet, Christina.
I
You
know.
will be representing Austria in the grand final. Congratulations to you, Petrok.
So Christina Gansch joins Natalia Kutataladze and Gi-hun Kim in the final on Saturday. The lineup is taking shape. Join us tomorrow night to find out who will go through from round 4 and also who has been chosen as this year's wild card. Singers to meet from the Republic of Kosovo, Iceland, England and Madagascar will be on BBC 2 Wales at 7:30 once again, on BBC 4 at 10. Hope you can join us tomorrow. Until then, from all of us here in Cardiff, Nostar, good night.